There was a time when I truly believed my family was unshakable. The thought of betraying my wife never even crossed my mind. I held her in the highest regard and treasured her deeply. Vera, my wife, was not only intelligent but also an incredible cook. A few years after our daughter was born, once she was a little older, Vera decided to rejoin the workforce. It was entirely her choice, and I supported her wholeheartedly. Our daughter, Olga, was a delight, well-mannered, excelling in school, and bringing joy into our lives. Everything felt nearly perfect, but as life often does, things took an unforeseen turn. As Olga's fifth-grade year neared its end, her history teacher, Mr. Dmitri, reached out to parents, asking for assistance with classroom renovations. The room needed a fresh coat of paint, new wallpaper, and a few repairs before the upcoming school year. Vera's vacation wouldn't start for another 10 days, and we had already planned a family trip to the seaside. Still, she eagerly volunteered to help. In total, 7 parents, including Vera, took on the renovation tasks, while the rest would come later to clean. She was excited when she told me about it. "That sounds great, Vera. I'll try to help as well," I assured her, even though I knew work would keep me occupied. Instead, I contributed by supplying materials. I worked at a warehouse and could get everything at a discount. We managed to gather nearly everything except for the paint. I suggested waiting, as I was expecting a high-quality shipment to arrive soon at a lower cost. Vera was thrilled and threw herself into the project. Every evening, she returned home excited, eager to share updates. "Honey, the classroom is transforming before my eyes. Olga will be so happy when she sees it in September," she said, beaming. Her enthusiasm was infectious, and I was looking forward to seeing the final result. When the awaited shipment of paint finally arrived, I decided to surprise Vera by delivering it myself during lunch. I loaded my car and drove to the school. The security guard recognized me and let me in without any trouble. Nothing could have prepared me for what I was about to witness. As I approached the classroom, I heard faint noises, soft moans that made me freeze. My pulse quickened. Through a small gap in the door, I caught sight of my wife in the arms of her daughter's teacher. I didn't need any further explanation. A surge of rage coursed through me. My first instinct was to storm in and confront them, but instead, I held myself together. Without saying a word, I set the paint down by the door and walked away. That evening, after Olga had gone to bed, Vera and I sat across from each other in the kitchen. The weight of what had happened hung heavily in the air. She looked at me solemnly. "I suppose you know everything." "Yes," I replied. "I saw it all. I didn't want to make a scene, so I just left the paint and walked away." Tears welled up in her eyes. "Please believe me," she pleaded. "It wasn't something I planned." We finished early, and while the others left for lunch, I ended up alone with him. Then she hesitated, as if struggling to find the right words. "The strangest part? He and I were classmates years ago. I never mentioned it before." "I don't even know why," she admitted. She went on to explain how they'd shared tea and reminisced about old times. He confessed that he once had feelings for her, and somehow, things had spiraled out of control. Tears streamed down her face. "I'm so sorry. I don't know what came over me." Inside me, a storm of emotions raged. Shock, anger, betrayal. But in the end, I knew one thing for certain. I couldn't forgive her. A few days later, she packed her belongings and moved in with her mother, taking Olga with her. We never told our daughter what had happened. I had no desire to uncover more details or confront the teacher. Whatever they had explored hadn't worked out. Life is unpredictable. Sometimes, even the most ordinary situations like a classroom renovation can lead to unimaginable consequences. As the saying goes, trust but verify. Not every betrayal needs a dramatic confrontation. Sometimes, walking away is the only way to maintain dignity. Forgiveness is a personal choice, and in my case, I simply couldn't find it within myself.